So this is lecture number 16 in continuation of the 15. But here again we will concentrate over the 3D matrix transformation as well as the use of their equations. So with the help of 3D equations, we can form various matrices for the translation, for scaling, as well as for rotation. But here, unlike to the 2D transformation, in case of the 3D, we have three options to rotate our object or image. So here we can rotate our object about x-axis or about y-axis and about z-axis. We have already seen that in case of the 2D transformation, we can rotate our object only about the origin. So there was no any other options to rotate the object. But here, including the origin, we can rotate either along x-axis or y-axis or z-axis. So here we can choose one transformation either in the matrix form or in equation form for the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis respectively. And the matrix form will be different for each one. So in this case, just we will concentrate over the 3D rotation. Okay. What is the 3D rotation? Earlier we have already seen that we can rotate our object in the 3D plane. So in the 3D plane, it is clear that we must have three axes, that is x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, so that we can rotate the object either along x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. Why we are using the 3D plane? Because in 3D plane, we can see our object from each face. So to enhance the visibility of the object, just we are using the 3D plane, because there are some phases which we cannot see in the 2D transformation, or we can say in the 2D plane. Okay, that's why 3D we choose the 3D plane, and we can see the object from all phases, from all sides. Okay, that's why we use 3D plane to increase or to enhance the visibility of the object. Now we can see our object from each face. Okay, so in the similar way we will proceed about the rotation transformation. So in this case also we will consider the initial coordinates. Okay, and now we are considering the object as O, and the initial coordinates are, we can consider as x old comma y old comma z old. We can also call these old as the initial coordinates. Okay, so these are called the initial coordinates of the object. And x new, comma y new, comma z new, these are the final coordinates or the new coordinates. Okay, so this is based on our choice. Either we can use the nomenclature as x old, comma y old, comma z old, okay, and x new, comma y new, comma z new, or we can also choose simply x, comma y, comma z for the initial coordinates, and x dash, comma y dash, comma z dash for the new coordinates or the final coordinates. Okay, if we are applying only single transformation. So this is the criteria. We can choose either in this way or in this way. Okay. So here another thing is the initial angle of the object with respect to the origin is phi. So this is the initial angle of the object O with respect to the origin. Okay. Even though we are not going to consider this angle, but we will emphasize over the angle of rotation. So here the rotation angle is theta. Okay. So here we will consider only the rotation angle is equal to theta, because we are going to rotate our object either about the x-axis or y-axis or z-axis by an angle that is called the theta. Okay, so this value will be provided to us. It may be 30 degree, 45 degree, and so on, etc. That will be given and provided in the problem, and we can handle as per by putting the value of the theta in the given equations, or in replacing just in the matrix formulation. Okay, so new coordinates of the object O after rotation, we can say that x new comma y new comma z new. So these are the new coordinates for that. Now in 3D dimensions, there are three possible types of rotation. We have already told you x axis rotation, y axis rotation, z axis rotation. Okay, so we have three options. So this rotation is achieved by using the following rotation equations. Now just concentrate over this. If we are going to rotate about x axis, okay, if we are going to rotate our object about x axis, then x new and x old will remain same. Okay, just concentrate over this. These will remain same. Okay, x new and x old will remain same, but only y axis and z axis coordinates will change. Okay, these will alter only. So how we will get the new coordinates of y and z? Y old into, this is the multiplication sign, y old cos theta minus z old sin theta. Similarly, z new is equal to y old sin theta plus z old cos theta. Okay, so this is the formula to calculate the new points. But if we are going to rotate our object about the x axis, then the coordinates of the x will remain same. Okay, x new is equal to x old. It means if we are going to rotate any object about the any axis, then the coordinate of that axis will never change. Okay, because here we are going to rotate about the image or object about x axis, then the x axis will not change. Okay, means coordinates of x will not change. X new and x old will remain same. Okay, only we are changing here y new and z new. Similarly, you can see in next case, so this is the matrix form. This is the matrix form for the x-axis rotation. Okay, we are going to rotate about the x-axis, then this is called the matrix formulation for x-axis rotation. So in this case, you can see x new, y new, z new 1. Okay, because this is the 3D case, so we can represent in by 4 by 4 matrix. Okay, in 2D plane we can represent by 3 by 3 matrix. Here in this case we can represent by 4 by 4 matrix. So one will use to solve the matrix and to maintain the identity. Okay, so x new, y new, z new is and 1. Here it will come by 1 0 0 0 0 cos theta sin theta 0 0 minus sin theta cos theta 0 0 0 0 1. Okay, this is maintaining the identity. Okay, so this is called the 4 by 4 matrix, and these are the initial coordinates x old, y old, z old 1. Okay, then how we can solve? Either we can calculate the x coordinate, y coordinate, z coordinate either by choosing the equations as we have seen in the preceding PPT, preceding presentation, this one. Okay, this slide. And if we are going to calculate the transformation in the form of the matrix, then we will use this. Okay, so try to remember this. And then there is also identity, so that you can use to remember it easily. Okay, so just keep constant only that axis. Okay, because we are not going to change the coordinates of that axis. If we are going to rotate about x axis, then this will not change. If we are going to rotate about y axis, then the coordinates of y axis will not change. Similarly, if we are going to rotate our object about z axis, then z will remain same. Okay, so we can see this is the matrix form for the x-axis rotation. Now we are going to proceed. So this is the y-axis rotation. So this rotation is achieved by using the following rotation equation. Now you can see here x new is equal to z old sine theta plus x old cos theta. Okay, and y new is equal to y old, yani ki coordinates of the y-axis will remain same. Okay, these are not going to change. And here again we can get the z new is equal to y old cos theta minus x old sin theta. So this is the formula based, and you can calculate the coordinates easily. So because here we are going to rotate about y axis, this will not change. So y new is equal to y old. Now you can see the matrix form. Matrix form for the 3D rotation. Now we can see x new, y new, z new. 1 we will write the same thing because we are going to calculate the values of the x new, y new, z new, means new coordinates, or we can say x dash, y dash, z dash. Okay, so you can remember by using any nomenclature. So here you can see cos theta 0 minus sin theta 0, 0 1 0 0, sin theta 0 cos theta, and 0 0 0 1. Again we will write here x old, y old, z old 1. Okay, so these are the initial points, and these initial points we will just put the value of the initial coordinates here, and we can replace the theta. Okay, here the theta will be provided to us. Okay, this is called the rotation angle, and we can put our value here easily. Okay, as we will put here our value, then we can calculate, and just it is a multiplication. We will multiply in this form. Okay, we will choose this row. Okay, and then multiply by this column, and again put the value of here. Again we will use this row and multiply by this one. Again we will use this row and then multiply it by this one. Again the last row multiply by this. Okay, so we can calculate easily and we will get a single column. And now the answer will come in a single column 4 by 4 matrix form, and then we can compare those easily. X new, whatever we will get the resultant of here, then just we will compare x new is equal to something, y new is equal to something, z new is equal to something. Okay, so we can easily calculate by multiplication of the matrix. So you can calculate easily. Now this is again we can see for z axis rotation. So this rotation is achieved by using the following rotation equation. Again you can see, as I told you, that here if we are going to rotate our object about z axis, then this one will not change, this will not alter. Okay, z new is equal to z old, you can see here. Okay, and we can calculate x new and y new values by using these formulas. X old cos theta minus y old sin theta. Similarly, y new is equal to x old sin theta plus y old cos theta. And in the center, this is the multiplication sign. Okay, this one is the multiplication sign. So don't confuse with this sign. Now we can calculate easily. So this is the identity symmetry. You can see yourself. If we are going to rotate about any axis, then don't change the coordinates of that axis. Okay, in the preceding case we have already seen, if we are going to rotate about x axis, then the x new and y x new and x old will remain same. Similarly, if we are going to rotate about y axis, then y new and y old will remain same. Similarly, in case of the z axis, the z new and z old will remain same, it will not alter. Okay, and rest of the coordinates we can calculate by using the formulas. Okay, now we can see the matrix form for the z-axis rotation. Now you can see we will write here same, no change at all, x new, y new, z new 1, and similarly no change here, x old, y old, z old 1. Okay, we will not change this. These are the new coordinates and these are the initial or old coordinates. Now we can change only this cos theta sin theta 0 0 minus sin theta cos theta 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 1. Okay, now similarly we can put the value of here the initial coordinates. If we are going to calculate the new coordinates for the new vertex for any triangle, Okay, if we are handling any problem, then it is very easy. We can replace the initial coordinates and put, if we are going to rotate about z axis, then we will use this formula and we can replace the value of theta here. Okay, then we can calculate the value of the particular angle here, cos theta minus sin theta and sin theta cos theta. We can replace the values here and then we can multiply this 4 by 4 matrix easily. Okay, this row multiply by this column. Okay, again this row multiplied by this column, this row completely 0 multiplied by this one, 0 multiplied by this one, 1 multiplied by z old, 0 multiplied by this. Okay, and similarly the last row multiplied by this column, and ultimately we will get a single column, and then we can compare x new is equal to some value. Suppose we are getting this value 0 0 0 1, then we can say x new is equal to, we can compare directly 0 y new is equal to 0, z new is equal to 0, and 1 is equal to 1. Okay, so in this manner we can calculate the vertices of a triangle or something else, whatever we want to calculate. Okay, but we will use the same matrix formulation, but it will depend on the axis of rotation. So we will use the same formula about which we are going to rotate our object. Now this is the problem number 1. So I am repeating again this PPT because to clear your doubts and so that you can handle the problems easily in the examination. Okay, so that's why I am again emphasizing or concentrating to solve the problem, because in the examination most of the problem will come. Okay, so try to solve yourself also. If you have any doubt, then you can ask. Okay, so here it is given a homogeneous point 1 2 3. Okay, so here initial points are available 1 2 3. Apply rotation 90 degree. Okay, towards x y and z axis. Here it is given towards x y and z axis, and find out the new coordinate points. So here we have the points, we have the rotation angle. Now we can calculate the value of the new points. Okay, new coordinates we can calculate. So we can use the rotation about x axis first, then y axis, then z axis. So we can use the formula, first formula, as we have seen in the preceding slides. Okay, now come first, you can write in this form. Old coordinates means initial coordinates are given, x old comma y old comma z old, already given in the problem 1 comma 2 comma 3. Okay, then rotation angle is equal to theta is equal to 90 degree. Here 90 degree already given, mentioned in the problem. For x axis rotation, okay, we are going to rotate our object about the x axis. So let the new coordinates after rotation. After rotation means we are going to calculate the new value. Okay, means x dash y dash z dash, means x new comma y new comma z new. Okay, so we want to calculate these points after rotation about x axis. So applying the rotation equations, we have here we will use the rotation equations. If we are going to rotate about x axis, then x will never change. Okay, then x new is equal to x old is equal to 1. Okay, clear? Then y new, we will use the formula for the rotation about x axis. Okay, then we will use the formula for calculating y new and z new values, as we have seen already in the preceding slides. So we will use y old cos theta minus z old sin theta. Okay, then it will come, we can put the value of y old here, y old 2. Okay, cos theta cos 90 degree minus z old value is given 3 into here sin 90. Okay, now we can calculate, it will come minus 3. Okay, so x new is equal to 1, y new is equal to minus 3. Similarly, we can use the formula to calculate the value of the z coordinates. That is the new value of z. Now again we will put in the formula y old sin theta plus z old cos theta. Again we will put here theta is equal to 90 degree, and we can put the value of y old and z old here as per need. Okay. Now we can calculate easily these values. No difficulty, no problem will come. Okay. So ultimately you can see new coordinates after rotation. Okay. You have applied the rotation about x-axis. Now you can see here the new coordinates after rotation. You are getting 1 comma minus 3 comma 2. So it is not difficult to calculate the new coordinates. Just you are putting in the equations. So in the given equations, you can use the equation for x-axis rotation. Okay. Now you can calculate the new coordinates easily. So no problem will come, I hope. Now you can see, you can calculate for y-axis rotation. Again, you have to use the formulas. Let the new coordinates after rotation. So after rotation, new coordinates x new, y new, z new. In the similar fashion, in the similar way, we can calculate. Just apply, use the rotation equations. Here x new is equal to z old sin theta plus x old cos theta. Again we will put the value of here z old and x old, and then replace theta by 90 degree. It is already given, mentioned in the problem. Okay. So you can calculate the value of x new, y new. Again here it will not change because you are going to rotate your object about y-axis. Okay. So the coordinates of the y will never change. Y new is equal to y old is equal to 2. Now you can calculate for the z new. Now you are already aware by the formula, so that just replace the value of initial coordinates and theta is equal to 90 degree. Now you can calculate easily. Okay. So new coordinates after rotation, you are getting 3 comma 2 comma minus 1. Okay. So in the similar way, by using the z-axis rotation, you can calculate again the new points, okay, for rotation. So now here you can again calculate the value of x new, comma y new, comma z new. Now because you are going to rotate your object about z-axis, then the z new and z old will remain same. The coordinates will never change of the z axis. Okay. Now you can calculate x new and y new using the equations. You have to remember these equations. Okay. Try to learn these equations for x axis rotation, for y axis rotation, and for z axis rotation. Okay. So that you can write easily directly these equations and replace the value of the initial coordinates and theta, and then you can easily calculate. So new coordinates you are getting here -2 -1 3. Okay. So you can calculate these values. Now you have already calculated the values of the new coordinates about x-axis rotation, about y-axis rotation, and about z-axis rotation. So in each case, you have already calculated the new coordinates. Okay. So this is not difficult. It is very easy. Now we are going to tell or discuss about the 3D scaling. What is the 3D scaling? Why do we use the scaling? Okay, if we are going to enhance the size of the object, then we will use the scaling transformation, or we are going to reduce the size of the object, okay, as per need. Whenever we are going to calculate the values of the scaling, then as per need, we can increase the size of the object or decrease the size of the object, okay, to enhance the visibility of the object. Sometimes you can see that there are some objects which have very huge size. okay, then it is very difficult to calculate the different data, different values. Then in that case, we will use the scaling. Okay, so with the help of the scaling, we can reduce the size of the object so that it will make simpler and easy to us, so that we can calculate the values of different data, whatever we are needing. Okay, so similarly, we can reduce the size of the object or increase the size of the object. Sometimes we have very small object and the size of that object is so small so that we cannot calculate easily, or the visibility is very less. So we want to enhance the visibility of that object. In that case, there is a need arise to increase the size of the object. Okay, so in that case, we will increase the size of the object so that we can see easily from all faces. Okay, so scaling we have already discussed. The Xerox machine is one of the very good example of the scaling transformation, because we can reduce the size of the object and enhance the size of the object. Okay, so that visibility of the particular scene will enhance. Okay, so whatever we are here doing the different activities, but our target is, our goal is to enhance the visibility of the object so that we can calculate easily different data or different information we can gather. Okay, so here we will apply scaling in this, in case of the 3D. Okay, so just you can see here, if the scaling factor greater than 1, if the scaling factor greater than 1, then the object has size is increased. Okay, this is obvious. If the scaling factor is greater than 1, means we are increasing the size more than the actual size. Okay, whatever it has the initial size and we are increasing the scale, it means we are increasing the size, so we are enhancing the visibility. If the scaling factor is less than 1, then again it is obvious, of course, the size of the object will reduce. Okay, so we can check whether the scaling factor is greater than 1 or less than 1. Okay, now you can consider any object O has to be scaled in a 3D plane. Just we are using the 3D matrix, 3D axis and 3D plane here. Okay. So initial coordinates of the object, again we can see that x old, comma y old, z old. We will use the same story for the same object. Okay. Here we will concentrate over the scaling factor. Scaling factor, we can just doing the classification for the x-axis. We can represent it by as x. Okay, x is the suffix, and as x, it is indicating their scaling factor for the x-axis. Okay, scaling factor for y-axis, we are going to indicate by as y. Scaling factor for z-axis, y as z. Similarly, new coordinates of the object O after scaling. Okay, so now we can calculate the new values for the object O. That is, new values of the coordinates will come x new. We can indicate by x new, y new, z new. Okay, so in this case again we have the initial coordinates, and by using the scaling equations we can calculate the new values of the coordinates. Okay, so this is again very simple, and we can calculate by using either the equations or by matrix formulation. So you can see this scaling is achieved by using the following scaling equations. Now we can use x new is equal to x old as x. Just you have to remember these equations. X new is equal to x old as x. Y new is equal to y old as y. Z new is equal to z old as z. Okay, just you have to remember these three equations. Now you can calculate easily for the new coordinates. You can do the calculations. So now you can do the calculation either using the equations or the matrix formulation. So both are easy. Now this is the matrix formulation. How you can indicate in the matrix form. This is called the 3 by 3. Here for the 2D and for 3D, we will use 4 by 4 matrix. So again the same story, x new, y new, z new 1, sx 0 0 0, 0 sy 0 0 0 0, sz 0 0 0 0 1. Okay, x old, y old, z old 1. So this is the matrix form, 3D scaling matrix. This is called the, and Sx, Sy, Sz, these are the scaling factors along x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. So this is the matrix formulation, and by putting or replacing the scaling factors and here the initial coordinates, we can calculate easily x values of x new, y new, z new. Okay, so this is not difficult. Again, we will concentrate over the new problem, and that is based on the scaling. Okay, here we are going to calculate the scaling factors, new coordinates by using the scaling. So given a 3D object with coordinate points A 033, here vertices are available, coordinates are available here, B 336, C 301, D 000. Apply the scaling parameters towards x-axis, towards y-axis, and towards z-axis. Okay, so now we have to calculate the scaling parameters towards x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. So here we will get the new coordinates. Now you can see, you can calculate here old coordinates of the object A, old coordinates are available, vertex A 033, B 336, C 301, D 000. So these are the initial coordinates, or we can called as the old coordinates. Now scaling factor already provided, mentioned in the problem, along x-axis 2, along y-axis 3, along z-axis 3. Okay, you can see here, this is given. Okay, 2, 3, 3. Okay, you can see. Now after mentioning here the initial coordinates and the scaling factors, now you can use and calculate the coordinates for the x new, y new, z new. Now apply x new is equal to s old sx, y new, y old sy, z new, z old sz. Now you can put these values. Now you are going to calculate for vertex A, then you can put here the value of a coordinates A. So here x old, y old, z old, and sx given already, you can calculate this value. So the new coordinates of the corner A after scaling 0, 9, 9, you can calculate easily just by putting the values of different scaling factors as well as the coordinates. Again, you can calculate for the B. Okay. Again, you will use x new, y new, the same formula, no change at all. Just you can replace the initial coordinates for the B here already given, and just you are going to calculate the values for the B coordinate. Here it is given 336. Okay. So 336, you can write here the initial coordinates and value of Sx, Sy, Sz. Already you are aware 233, and you can calculate the values for the B, vertex B. So it is coming 6, 9, 18 after calculation. Similarly, you can calculate for C. Again, you can write, you have, it is necessary, you have, you mentioned everything here. Okay, but you write and mentioned everything here, and then you can calculate easily. Okay, what is, it is mandatory to mention each and everything. Thus, new coordinate for corner C after scaling, you will get this value. Okay, simple calculation, no problem at all. Now you can calculate for the D. It is given already initial coordinate 0, 0. Then ultimately after multiplication, you will get the 0, 0, 0, because anything multiplied to the any value, you will get the answer 0. So the coordinates, the new coordinate for the D will come 0, 0, 0. It is obvious. Okay, just the multiplication by 0, 0. So the coordinate for the D, it will come 0, 0, 0. Okay, so this one is the last slide. Now try to solve these problems at your own, and then just I have already finished this unit. You can see unit number 3. Okay, so this is the last lecture in unit number 3. Okay, now I will give you the various problems to solve for this unit. Okay, then try to submit these values these questions I will give you, and I will upload you on the Google Classroom. Okay, I will upload each and everything on the Google Classroom. So just I am going to stop here. If you have any problem, then you can ask. If you have any problem till now in Unit 3, any query, please? Any query? Welcome.
सर माइनर प्रोजेक्ट उसमें सर क्या करना है सर?
Minor project?
प्रोजेक्ट सर जी सर.
Okay. In the minor project, I will discuss tomorrow or maybe in the evening, or better I will discuss with you, with your class on tomorrow. Okay, because the turn
Yes, sir.
is on Thursday, I think so. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so here just I am telling you, but just I am stopping here the recording.